Join us for a special edition of The Green Room.
Hey ladies, this month we have a really important and powerful discussion lined up for you in the Green Room. We'll be tackling some personal and relevant issues that many women face, such as cancer and domestic violence. These topics are really close to our hearts, and we hope you'll join us to shed light on them. We encourage you to share this with your sisters and friends because what we'll be discussing could truly be life-changing. Someone out there might depend on hearing this information. So without further ado, let's dive into the live interview with our amazing host.
Step into the extraordinary Green Room, a realm like no other. Within these walls, we delve into tales of resilience, inspiration, and the profound significance of authenticity. Here, our unwavering focus lies on the profound healing and profound wisdom gained from life's trials and triumphs. Allow yourself to be guided by the remarkable Dr. Michelle G., a beacon of guidance, compassion, and spiritual illumination, as she leads us on an extraordinary odyssey to release the burdens that shackle us and embrace the finest versions of ourselves. Unite with us in the transformative Green Room encounter and embark on an awe-inspiring journey towards unparalleled personal growth. You may come to the Green Room broken, but in this room, you will be healed. The wait is over and the time is now. Let's join Dr. G with this week's guest. It will be amazing.
And welcome to the Green Room. Wait and wait. Two different definitions, bad words for us, wait and wait. We're talking about October, and unfortunately this month we're talking about some things that we've had to wait on. Waiting for healing, waiting for diagnosis, waiting for a cure. We're waiting in October. We're waiting with some very brave warriors. Some people who have fought, some people who are fighting. We're waiting. I'm excited tonight because I've got a warrior to the stars with us, and she's gonna bless your heart. Not very often do you meet someone who can sit with kings and queens or can dine with the people around the barrel on the corner. Not very often do you meet a person that, no matter what the platform, she has a place and a space for them. I'm so excited tonight because we have someone that is just a humanitarian, who is very giving, who is very compassionate in the Green Room tonight. We have Dr. Alisa Pollard-Seymore with us tonight. And I'm excited. Welcome to the Green Room.
Thank you.
And so we like to start our Green Room off inspiring women that tune in and watch us. We have over 40,000 viewers that click us, and women have to wait. I'm sure being the woman that you are, you've heard wait a lot. Wait for this, wait for that. Wait until, wait and see, wait because. Just wait, or get on the scale and lose some weight. Just wait. And so we like to talk about a time that you had to wait and the process of waiting and what you learned in waiting, in hopes that we can inspire somebody in Green Room Nation about waiting.
I've experienced all of that, but I can honestly tell you I feel like I'm in a waiting season right now. And it's not a bad place. We have to stop being fearful that everything doesn't happen automatically right now, back to back. Sometimes it's God's way of getting us to slow down so that He can impart the next phase, the next steps in your life. And so there were many times I hated the wait phase, but right now it's actually been a blessing for me.
Wow. Waiting been the blessing.
Yes.
And what's really the blessing is that you realized that you needed this moment to wait.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I hope you hear that, Green Room Nation. Waiting doesn't have to be bad. It could be a blessing in waiting. Just a moment to breathe in.
Yes.
And breathe out. Mm-hmm. And wait. I can't imagine getting a diagnosis like breast cancer.
Yes.
You know, you always think it won't or it can't happen to you. Though I've had people very close to me, I've had loved ones that have fought, you know, but you somehow think that you're exempt, or, you know, my mammogram's always going to be okay. I'm always going to be okay because I do my part. I do my buddy check. You know, I don't smoke. I don't do this. I don't do that. You know, we think that it can escape us.
Absolutely.
But somehow it found you.
It found me.
So tell us how you were diagnosed.
So going back, I had a breast exam during the hardest time, 2020, and everything came back fine. The following year, my dear sister Geraldine passed away, and in the season of grieving, I did not get a mammogram in 21. So in 22, having been stressful with all of the different businesses I run and home health care agency my husband and I run together, being a social worker, getting a doctoral degree, but something just didn't feel right. No way did I think it was breast cancer. It actually started with some skin rashes that came out that often come out when I get really stressed. So I was just thinking it was that. I went to my primary care doctor, and he actually kind of yelled at me, like had a little attitude, and I was like, why is he talking to me like that? But I promise, had he not spoken to me the way he did, by saying, I can't do anything for you if you don't go get your annual checkups. So that really made me go get my checkup. I went to get my mammogram. I had a uterine biopsy, a skin biopsy, and a mammogram all in the same week.
Wow.
Uterine biopsy came back fine. The skin biopsy came back fine, but not so much the mammogram. So they asked me to come back. I went back. He asked, was I sick? I had been having the skin rash. I was on antibiotics, so I'm thinking it was going to explain away whatever he asked. And he was like, no, your lymph nodes are extremely swollen, more than they should be. So, okay. So he says we need to do a biopsy. They did the biopsy. It came back positive. The problem was they could not find it in my breast. So literally, I've done the mammograms at home. The doctor did a self-test at home. The doctors did an exam, couldn't find anything anywhere. So that started the real wait season. December 1st, 2022, I got called and told me that I had metastatic cancer. They believed the breast was the primary, but they didn't know. Wow. So from December 1st until December 28th, I had no idea where the cancer was in my body. December 28th, I had a PET scan, and they were able to find 3 small nodules in my breast, but most of it was in my lymph node. So that was the diagnosis. But that was a tough waiting period. For 28 days, I had no idea what was going on inside of my body.
So you did chemotherapy, you did radiation.
Did 16 rounds of chemo. I am currently in active radiation treatment right now. I have 13 more sessions to go. I go Monday through Friday for 7 weeks of radiation every day.
And you're fighting.
I'm fighting.
All right. You're fighting. You know, they say it's not so much about what happens to you, it's how you respond to it. And it seems like you have responded very positively. I know a lot of times as women, we think if we don't deal with it, or we don't talk about it, or we don't research it or delve into it, that whatever it is, it'll go away or it'll clear up. It's no big deal. But you've done your due diligence and you did your follow-up appointments, which is very important. And I'm talking to myself because sometimes I'm really bad with the follow-up. That's a whole nother, I digress. I hear you, Lord. But you did all of that. You did your follow-ups. You did everything. And now you don't look like what you're going through.
Absolutely. My one prayer with God was, so when I got the phone call, to be transparent, the first thing I did was scream, cry, God, why me? What did I do wrong? You know, for some reason, we always feel like it's something that we've done. So I dealt with that. I called my husband, screaming and hollering on the phone. After that, I called my brother, who is also my apostle, and the first thing he said was, what can you believe God for? And I said that they made a mistake. that they made a mistake. You know, I really wanted it not to be me. But I can honestly say I heard two things God told me. The first thing he told me was take communion. And the second thing I heard was, you're never going to unknow the season of your life. And from that day to this, I take communion every day. And for me, that was the game changer. It was a constant reminder that Jesus had already bore all of this for me. That God would not give me Jesus and not give me healing. And I stood on that, and I continue to stand on that, because it was a constant reminder for me that God loved me so much that he sent his son to endure this for me. The doctor asked, when I went to a first chemo session, I asked, what is the holy grail of of chemotherapy? And he said, you want what they call a CPR, which is a complete pathological remission. And so I wrote it on my sheet, and he was like, no, don't write that. Everybody does not get that. And I was like, no, I need to know what to be praying for. And so with all of that, the 16 rounds, the red devil, which is something you never want to have to endure. It's a form of chemo. It's very harsh. But after everything was done, when I went back to ring the bell, the lady told me, she said, you sailed through chemo. And I'm looking like, no, not me. And she was like, oh, you absolutely did. So when I go sit in with the doctor, he says, guess what? You had a complete pathological remission.
Wow.
So I'm sitting there, yes, clap. But I was so happy because I was able to grab him and say, do you remember? I told you what I was believing God for. And so for me, it was important for him to see that my God is faithful and he will deliver us if we depend on him. It was a blessing. I just felt like that was a great testimony for them to be able to see me go through it and believe it was sweatless, but it was only.
We hate to interrupt because we know the content is really great and the information being shared is amazing. We truly believe that this information can change people's lives. However, we do have bills to pay, so we would like to take a moment to hear from our sponsors. If you're interested in advertising on the Inspired TV network or the Green Room, please contact us today. We would love to have you as an advertiser. Now, let's take a break for some commercials, and we'll be right back with the scheduled programming.
Are you in search of a sanctuary for your precious little ones? Look no further. At Harvest Time Christian Academy, we offer the ideal haven. Our passionate team, comprised of both devoted educators and compassionate caregivers, is well-versed in both biblical teachings and academic excellence. From the tiniest cherubs to curious toddlers, we are here to deeply enrich your child's life. Reach out to us today for further details. Rest assured, we provide flexible pricing options and a daycare experience that is imbued with nothing but warmth and affection. Together, let's create a nurturing environment for your little miracles to thrive.
Step into the vibrant world of the NAACP Community Voice podcast, where passion and conversation collide every Monday night at 8 o'clock. Imagine immersing yourself in the thought-provoking discussions on the Inspired Television Network, or tuning in effortlessly via Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, and our captivating social media platforms. Circle this date on your calendar as we invite you to embark on a journey of connection and empowerment. Together, let's dive into the heart of the matters that truly resonate with our community. Get ready to ignite your voice and make a difference.
Are you ready to kickstart your own online show? Have you always dreamed of broadcasting to the world on Facebook? Well, Inspired Television Networks has an exciting offer just for podcasters like you. Imagine having your show recorded in our state-of-the-art studios and broadcasted to over 50 million homes worldwide. And the best part? It's available at an unbelievably low price of just $350. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So, join the revolution and become a part of our network today. Don't wait. Give us a call now because we're actively seeking new programs. Are you feeling unheard and wondering if you should join the world of social media? With so many options like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube, it can be overwhelming. But what if we told you that we could help you get noticed? Our network, with over 1 million followers on platforms like Roku and Amazon Fire Stick, can direct their attention towards you and help you build your own platform. It doesn't matter if you don't have fancy equipment like cameras and lights, because what truly matters is what you have to say. So why not give us a call today? We can solve your problems and get you up and running, reaching thousands of people tomorrow. Our services are affordable, and our trained experts know exactly how to help you brand yourself.
Let the church say amen. K-Good Productions presents Gospel Fest 2023, featuring the Mighty Clouds of Joy. Saturday, November 18th at the Paxton Revival Center. Sing the Canton Spirituals. And the Swanee Quintet. Gospel Fest 2023, November 18th, 5 p.m. at the Paxton Revival Center, 5461 Commonwealth Avenue in Jacksonville. Tickets available at Eventbrite. For info, 904-813-0085.
They know how bad it can be out here, and they do nothing about it. They said they had cameras, but they never worked. They never said you wouldn't feel safe in your own apartment if you or a loved one were assaulted at your apartment or a business. Call the Daniels Law Firm at 904-432-1219. That's 904-432-1219.
Because of me having God in my life, I believe.
Wow, that is amazing. That's an amazing testimony. I love the communion piece. You know, it's funny, and it's not funny because God is so funny. But it's funny how he gives everybody something different. You know, I want you to do this. You know, and maybe put this here or do this every day.
Absolutely.
But he gives you instructions, and if only you listen. And I mean, in communion every day, you know, I know you to be a woman of faith. I know that you're a member of the church. I know you're a practicing believer. I know you're not foreign to communion.
Amen.
But to take communion every day. Now, when the Lord told you that, you say, did you just say, okay, Lord? Did you scratch your head and say, huh?
I honestly didn't, because if anybody knows me, they know my mother, Zelene, and I saw her do it at home, so it wasn't foreign to me. The Bible says as often as you do this. It's not every first Sunday. He said as often as you do this, it remembers of me. So that goes back to us having those wise mothers and those praying grandmothers. And so I was able to have a living testimony in my household. So when it came, it wasn't foreign to me at all.
Wow, that is amazing. That's amazing. I love it. I love it. You know, I know that you're a woman of many talents, many gifts. I know you're passionate about a lot of things. Your diva style, your Princess and Company. I wouldn't dare have you in the green room and not talk about what's going on with Diva Style and Princess and Company. You know, you're the head diva, and the head diva has kind of been on a hiatus. What are they doing right now?
They're running it without me. It was so even in this weight season, God let me sit back and see that I had a whole village. Nothing dropped. Nothing dropped. I have 60 active members in the organization, and from the day that I let my management team know and I let all my sisters know, I haven't won it for anything. The organization hasn't won it for anything. It's running seamless. So even in that, God showed me, you know, I have sent the people that you need to do what I want you to do. So that's both of them been a blessing.
So Princess and Company, Diva Style, still up and running, still going strong, and you're mending and not having to even put your hands in it.
Not at all. Not at all. It's been a blessing. We're actually getting ready to take the girls to Orlando this weekend for a Royal and Radiant retreat. So we're still out there being effective in the community.
When I put the flyer out there, I had somebody inbox me and ask me to ask you, are y'all going to do a membership intake?
Wow. Yes, we are. All you have to do is go to the website and complete the application. And one of my membership chairs is here with me tonight. They'll reach out to you and bring you through. We're looking forward to getting new members.
So please give the web address for that person that inboxed me to find out about membership.
www.divastyles, DIVASTYLEZ, as in zebra, .me.
All right, so we got that out of the way. You know, one of the reasons that I wanted to bring you in the green room, because I know you to be a family woman. You have children, you have grandchildren, you're a very hands-on grandmother. And so I know for a lot of women, it's, you know, what's going to happen to my family? What's going to, you know, How my children gonna, react? What's going on? So let's talk family life to the other warriors out here in reference to telling your children, how do you have the hard conversation with your children? What does that look like?
Absolutely. So my husband and I, Marichelle, we decided to wait. We have 3 children, and we have 3 grandchildren, and my daughter was away in college at University of South Florida. So we waited till she got home for winter break. And we told her and my sons, my other boys at the same time, and they took it so well. They were, God is good. My daughter is I can't remember her major off the top of my head, but she's like, Mom, breast cancer happens in 1 in 8 women. So she just went at it statistically, like, somebody is going to touch their life and da-da-da, and so they had like it was just something else on the wheel. Like, now that is good in some ways and it's bad in some ways. They didn't let me get down on myself. That part was really good. But I had to also remind them that this is a very mentally tough diagnosis. Whereas it didn't seem like it was coming out in my body and I wasn't totally helpless, mentally it did a toll. It was a big toll. But having them around, having them keeping me encouraged, and my daughter saying something as simple as, you can't keep crying. You believe in God. You got to have faith. And, so I needed that because I'm one of those tough people, and I wanted to be babied, and I wanted to lay down and do all that, and they wouldn't let me. So I am grateful for having them to this day. They've been a blessing. My sister-in-law calling every 2 or 3 days or sending a praise and worship song or a testimony or something. All of it was a blessing. All of it was a blessing.
And so I have to add this dialogue to it because I'm kind of secretive with things. I'm starting to change my mind, though. And I don't know if it's me maturing, me getting older, me getting a little bit wiser. Mm-hmm. But I know there's some people that, have this illness and decide I'm going to go through it in silence. I'm not going to share with anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody. I know ultimately it's your choice. But there's so much support and so much love out there for you.
Absolutely.
Sharing it.
Absolutely. It was hard because, so my story was when I got diagnosed, I was supposed to have the Red Devil first, which is 4 chemotherapy treatments, but they're really, really harsh. But there was a nationwide shortage, so I had to do the other 12 first. And I believe, like you, that God did it on purpose because had I had the 4 treatments first, I would not have been able to do the Princess Ball. Well, I had stakeholders, Brandon Groover, Target, Enterprise, being a major donor for the ball, and I didn't want to disappoint the girls that we had in the program. So by being flipped, even though it was hard, I was able to push through in the first 3 months of it and get the ball. And the day after the ball, I posted on Facebook about my diagnosis. And it was hard because I don't want to be the poster child for breast cancer, just being real with you guys. But I do want to be a source of inspiration for any woman that I come across. And so I felt like the discomfort was worth it because I do believe that, I am my sister's keeper and that we needed to know that it happens to the girl next door. I grew up out east. I went to the University of Florida, getting my doctoral degree. Life was good. And this almost derailed me. I'm going to be honest with you, mentally, because I just felt like my life was over. Am I always going to be scared that it's going to come back? All of those things. But with God's grace and mercy, I know that whatever I come to now, that He's going to be there with me. I am doing well. Radiation is going well. Everything is going well. But it gave me a heart of compassion even more for women and girls. And it doesn't have to be breast cancer. It could be, you get quiet. Maybe you're going through some marital problems. Maybe your kids are having problems. But I realized that we just really need to be more compassionate with each other and just be there. So me being able to tell that, as soon as I told it, 5 people came in my inbox. Some of my friends since then have been diagnosed. I've had 4 friends of mine diagnosed since I've been diagnosed. in December. And then I found out about some friends from high school that have been through it. And so, like she said, Pink Sisters, when we hear about Pink Sisters, they're all over. And all of them don't feel comfortable expressing it, but I encourage them to do so, because you never know who needs to hear your testimony about what you're going through.
That's phenomenal. That's good stuff right there. I just want you to look into the camera and talk, since you are battling, talk to the warrior out there. You know, say something to her that you have to say to yourself in the midnight hour.
It's okay to not be okay. You don't have to have all the answers all the time. You don't have to be the hero in the story all the time. You do need people to be there for you, and you do have to be willing to allow people to help you. The biggest benefit for me is that my relationship with God has gotten even stronger. So I am very appreciative of that, but just know that it's okay not to be okay. Know it's okay to call somebody and tell them, hey, this is how I'm feeling right now. Be able to cry, be able to just say, hey, I don't have the answers and I'm scared. As much as I love God, I'm human, and those emotions still come up. And you have to be real with yourself and be real with other people. Hey, today's not a good day. I will say this. Anybody that you know that's battling any disease, I am also an etiquette instructor. It is not okay to tell me about all 5 people that you know that died of cancer. That's not what I want to hear. I've always said that if I had the opportunity to tell, you know, when you're battling anything, you want to hear the positive. You need people to tell you about the winners, the survivors, the whatever it is, but don't share with them about how many people you know that died of breast cancer. That takes you to a dark place. And so I'm able to say, hey, I don't want to hear that story, you know, right now. And at first I thought it was rude and I thought it was mean, but self-care is important, and you need to be able to say, hey, that's not serving me right now, and that's not the kind of thing I want to hear. But most of all, just be aware that it's okay not to be okay all the time.
I like that. It's okay not to be okay. And I want to end on that note. The Bible says that the strong bear the infirmities of the weak.
Absolutely.
And you said something earlier, I'm my sister's keeper. I am my sister's keeper.
I am my sister's keeper.
I am my sister's keeper. We are our sister's keepers. And if we don't keep each other, how will we be kept? Mm-hmm. Listen, thank you so much for stopping by the Green Room and sharing your testimony, your story. And I'm believing God for total restoration for everything that the devil may have put upon you.
Amen.
God is working it for your good. And I can't wait to see the amazing things. I see the amazing things you do now. So I know whatever you're going to do with this is going to be just exceeding and above all I could even think or imagine. I'm praying for you. You're in my prayers. Listen, Green Room family, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. The wait is over and the time is now.
Do not leave us, there is more to come.
Welcome back to the Green Room. We all know someone in our circle that has been personally affected by breast cancer, be it a loved one, a friend, a coworker, neighbor, just any walks of life. We know very many people who were affected by this disease. We know warriors, we know brave people who fought the disease, who battled the chemo and the radiations and the surgeries and the many different things that they've had to do in order to persevere. And this month, we're dedicating it to them. You know, awareness surrounding breast cancer is incredibly important, as early detection, often through screening, can catch the disease when it's most treatable. It's for this reason that we're joining in for breast cancer awareness this month, in hopes to sound the alarm and to spread the news. And we want to create a sense of urgency for our sister friends. Black women are more likely to have an aggressive form of breast cancer. Black women are at a higher risk for triple negative breast cancer, which is the most aggressive type of breast cancer. It is for this reason that we brought Dr. Pollard-Seymore in tonight. It tends to occur at a younger age, triple negative breast cancer. The molecular heterogeneous disease whose incidence is disproportionately higher in African American women, as she stated. Screening and early detection can beat the disease. So if it's been more than a year, go schedule your mammogram. And if you had your mammogram done, reach out to a family member, a coworker, a church member, your neighbor. You know someone. Let's sound the alarm. Women don't have to die. Early detection is key. It's me, Michelle G. I'm still here in the green room, and I'm sounding the alarm. The wait is over, and the time is now.
We hope that after listening to this show and hearing the inspiring stories of survivors, you'll be motivated to make decisions that will protect your life, your loved ones, and your ability to overcome any challenges. We truly appreciate your engagement and interest in the show. If it has been a catalyst for change in your life, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can email us, message us on social media, or call the Inspire Networks to share your thoughts and ideas. We consider it a blessing to have you as part of our Green Room community. On behalf of Dr. G and our entire staff, thank you for watching the Green Room.
You've been a part of the Green Room community. During our time together, you've seen some incredible changes in our host's life, both physically and emotionally. Our amazing teacher and guest coaches have been kind enough to give you an exclusive look into their lives, all with the goal of helping you transform your own life. Your ongoing support means the world to us as it allows us to maintain a safe and inclusive space where we can all come together, share our stories, struggles, and experiences, and work towards becoming the best versions of ourselves. We can't wait to see you the next time we gather in the Green Room. You're now part of our family.
Do you enjoy helping people? Are you able to give good advice? Maybe you should develop that skill. You should become a life coach. Take a class 1 day a week for 90 minutes for 12 weeks in the comfort of your home and become a certified life coach. Or maybe you are currently a life coach. We can help you monetize your business with our training. A new virtual class is starting soon in Jacksonville. Learning to become a life coach. For more information, go to www.powercoach.info or call 904-719-6324. If you are already a life coach and want to take it further, ask our counselors about our new Training the Trainers coaching program and become certified to teach life coaches.
They know how bad it can be out here, and they do nothing about it. They said they had cameras, but they never worked. They never said you wouldn't feel safe in your own apartment. If you or a loved one were assaulted at your apartment or business, call the Daniels Law Firm at 904-432-1219. That's 904-432-1219.
Are you ready to kickstart your own online show? Have you always dreamed of broadcasting to the world on Facebook? Well, Inspired Television Networks has an exciting offer just for podcasters like you. Imagine having your show recorded in our state-of-the-art studios and broadcasted to over 50 million homes worldwide. And the best part? It's available at an unbelievably low price of just $350. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So, join the revolution and become a part of our network today. Don't wait. Give us a call now because we're actively seeking new programs.
Are you in search of a sanctuary for your precious little ones? Look no further. At Harvest Time Christian Academy, we offer the ideal haven. Our passionate team, comprised of both devoted educators and compassionate caregivers, is well-versed in both biblical teachings and academic excellence. From the tiniest cherubs to curious toddlers, we are here to deeply enrich your child's life. Reach out to us today for further details. Rest assured, we provide flexible pricing options and a daycare experience that is imbued with nothing but warmth and affection. Together, let's create a nurturing environment for your little miracles to thrive.
It's not often that we get to hear what churchgoers really think. So let's hear it from them. We asked a few of our regular attendees what they think makes our church so special.
I love the way the bishop dissects the word.
You would believe how you would sit there and sometimes you wouldn't really want to go home because the message can get so good to you sometimes to It's like you in a hospital. They cutting you open, dissecting you, and putting in back in what you need.
One thing is this church. It changed my life.
Is one great thing that happened under this ministry, that my husband gave his life to Christ, and we've been serving the Lord ever since.
Oh, I would tell them, girl, I got the church for you to come to.
I visited a few churches, but none of them made me feel like South Carolina home and New York home. And everybody here is so loving. I love.
Well, I'm just from Gapster. I love the church.
We invite you to join us this Sunday and experience the wonderful community that our church has to offer.
Step into the vibrant world of the NAACP Community Voice podcast, where passion and conversation collide every Monday night at 8 o'clock. Imagine immersing yourself in the thought-provoking discussions on the Inspired Television Network, or tuning in effortlessly via Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, and our captivating social media platforms. Circle this date on your calendar as we invite you to embark on a journey of connection and empowerment. Together, let's dive into the heart of the matters that truly resonate with our community. Get ready to ignite your voice and make a difference.
Let the church say amen.
K-Good Productions presents Gospel Fest 2023, featuring the Mighty Clouds of Joy. Saturday, November 18th at the Paxton Revival Center. Sing the Canton Spirituals. And the Swanee Quintet. Gospel Fest 2023. November 18th, 5 p.m. at the Paxton Revival Center. 5461 Commonwealth Avenue in Jacksonville. Tickets available at Eventbrite. For info, 904-813-0085.
Hello, Queen. You know, someone once said life is 10% what happens to you and 90% of how you respond to it. Have you had some issues that you just maybe needed to discuss, or some things that you would want to share with someone but didn't have a place or a platform? The Green Room, the Green Room, the Green Room. The Green Room is that place where women come to share their ideas, their do's, their don'ts, their always, their nevers, their lessons learned. I'm inviting you to tune in every week to the Green Room. It's our place. The truth of the matter is, we all have greatness inside of us. You just need a little help to bring it out. It's me, Michelle G. Meet me in the Green Room.